today is we're going to be going through a training that's very powerful. It's our Saturday training for pitch. And the title of the training is called The Questions Are the Answers. And the reason why we're going to be going through this, you guys, is because as we're growing as a company, we're learning. We're all in learn mode. I just want you to understand I'm no more ahead of you guys in this particular space than anyone else. And let me tell you the reason why I say that. What I mean by I'm not ahead, I may be ahead in certain areas because I know direct sales. You guys know my background. I've been in direct sales 36 years. That's all I've ever done. But here's what I haven't done. Marketing. None. I've done zero marketing. So you got to understand, for 36 years, I know how to go to a networking event. I know how to meet someone. I know how to say the right words to get those people to do business with me. That's what I've perfected. That's what I've trained. That's my offer. That's what I do. But getting on social media and broadcasting something or sending out emails, sending out websites, I've never done that. That's not my strength. So that's what I mean by I'm in the same spot you guys are. But here's the difference. I've learned how to ask questions. I've learned how to learn. And I've learned how to learn very, very fast. So I'm getting it. And I also learned how to put the right resources around me and bring the right team around me so I don't have to learn everything. So today what I'm going to do is teach you how to learn how to do this business, because you got to understand the business we're in. We are in a product-based driven SaaS, software as a service. That's what we are. And now the way we market it is two ways. You can market it the tradition. If you want to, you can go and build it like a network marketing business. Build a team of sales reps to go out there and build it. You can do that. You could also build it in a way like I'm going to be doing, which is building it with a product first mindset. I'm building the product first and then finding distributors by accident. In other words, reps. There's representatives. Now, what do I mean by that? I'm building it business first and product by accident. In this space, what most people do is they go and they find distributors first, and then they sell the product by accident. I'm doing it the opposite. I'm going to find customers first, and then finding people that want to build the business by accident. Here's the reason why. Because in this space, the product actually can duplicate. Write that down. I'm going to say this often because I want you guys to get this in your head. When you bring a customer in, and we're putting systems in place to teach those customers to get 3. Remember, if you get 3, yours is free. I'm actually teaching them to get 4, because then they have that extra one, or to get 5, or to get 6 or 7. But 4 is the number, magic number, because they get 4, they got their 3, they have 1 buffer extra just in case one falls off. They can still get theirs free, and then they can go get another one. They have time to get another one. So what you want to do is you want to bring people in as a customer and then help them get their 3 or their 4. Help them get their 4. That's the first goal. Like with Mike. Mike here today, I just challenged him today. I said, Mike, you need to get your 4 by Sunday. He said, okay, I'm on it. And guess what? I think he just said he just got his 3 today. Between today and today, later on today. That's great. In 3 days he did it. You know why? Because he set a goal to do it. So that's what we're going to talk about. Some things you got to do is you got to set goals to get things done. Short-term goals. Doesn't need to be a month. Doesn't take a year to learn how to do it. You don't have to figure out everything. Just make a decision and get it done. That's it. And then share it. You don't have to know all the perfect words. Just show the software. Show it the best way you know how. So one of the things you want to do, and I want to teach you how to learn the software, is what I'm not doing anymore, is I've learned. Write this sentence down. You have to let the system build your business. If you want this to grow, you have to develop systems and let the system build your business. And let me tell you what our system is that can build the business for you. One of them is inside the platform. I just showed you that you can go in there and watch those 1-minute videos. I would recommend you to do so. Go in and play around with the system. Go push every button on there. You can't break it. Just go push every button. Figure it out. Go make sample meetings, sample webinars. Go from pitch 1 to pitch 2. Play around with that sucker. Go do some meetings with your friends. Sit your dog in front of you and do a presentation to them. Whatever it's going to take, you got to practice it. You know, the best trained team wins. That's how it works. That's why I do these trainings every week, because I know if I can train you better, you're going to get better at it. And then the better you get at it, the more income you're going to generate, the more people you're going to help solve their problems. You're going to solve your financial problems as well. So that's the first thing. You got to make a decision and you got to plan for it. So what I mean plan for it, I mean, I'm talking about like Teddy. Teddy When he came in the program with us, I mean, that dude said, okay, I got a plan. And he sat down with me, go, Steven, I ain't even gonna tell you my plan. My plan is so big. I was like, that's awesome. Great. I love to hear that. So guess what? He's created a marketing plan. He's put his money behind it. He's put his system. He's creating an entity out of this, because that's what you can do. He was in the franchise business. And this is what's so encouraging. He was in the franchise business, selling franchises. That's what he was doing. And I said, well, you can look at this program and you can make this into your franchise, but it won't cost you $100,000. So he looked at it. I'm in. It was no brainer. He was in a minute, and then he created a whole business plan. You know why? Because he's treating it like a business. And when you treat a business like a business, it pays you like a business. It can pay you like a business if you treat it like a business. So in other words, if you opened up a restaurant, what would you do? Would you open up the restaurant and say, okay, let me see what happens. See if some customers come in, and maybe I might buy some food later. After I get some money, I'll buy food. Well, that's silly. You know, you open the restaurant, you invest in the food, you invest in the marketing, you hire the employees, and then down the road you make money. You don't make money in the business, but in this one you can. You can actually join the business and make money that day. See, it's much better than a franchise, much better than any kind of business out there, because you can make money that day. So that's the big thing you got to do. You got to plan for it. You got to set up a plan. And that's what these questions are going to come in a minute, of how to set up that plan. But you got to have the mindset. This is a business. Just so you know what I've done. I've created my own brand. My brand is called Active Webinars. That's my brand name. And guess what? It's going all over the world right now. I'm branding it everywhere. Matter of fact, in Africa, I have a large ministry in Africa. I'm getting it to the governors of Nigeria, to the presidents of Nigeria. All the governors are part of our ministry. Everywhere. I'm getting it everywhere. That's my brand. But it's not going to affect you, because you got your brand. You build your business as big as you want. You know, there's a lot of people in the world, and there's less than a couple hundred doing this business. So we got a long way to go. You understand? So you can build it as big as you want. So that's what you have to do. Second thing is, not only do I said you have to work like a business, let the system build your business. One part of the system is inside. Use those training videos. Learn them. Here's my take with my new people now. Go in and use the system. Click all the buttons. Use the training. Go to the onboarding. And then after you're done with all that, what you don't know, I'll help you with that. Right? Now, what did that just do? It just helped me. One, they had to learn it. Second thing is, I taught them where to learn it. The third thing I did is I taught them how to duplicate themselves so they don't become the bottleneck. See, because when I first started, I was the bottleneck. I would say, okay, here's my calendar, you guys. Just fill my calendar. I'll do all the meetings for you. I'll train you. I'll do everything for you. And guess what? After 3 days, I had 45 appointments on my calendar. I was like, wait, this is not going to work. I didn't get in for this reason. And that's just right now. So I said, okay, let me back up. And I said, let me set up the system, the foundation. So I've been talking with Steve. He created that onboarding. That was awesome. I created that little video you saw, the 7-minute video. Why? Because now I can use that. Now Steve tells this story. I just push the play button. See, that's why I said, if you want a system like that, let me know. I can show you how to set it up, or you can set up your own. Doesn't have to be that one. You can have that done. And now I have a push button system. Now this meeting is a little longer than I normally would. If I did a regular demo, I would go through the same thing I just went through. I would push the button. I would go through those 4 benefits that I just talked about: the one-to-one, the one-to-many, the avatar, and the get it paid for free. That's really all I talk about. Now, why do I only talk about 4 benefits instead of all of them? Here's why. A confused mind does nothing. A confused mind doesn't move. The more benefits you talk about, the more people need to think about it. Less is better than more. Matter of fact, some people, I'm only going to talk about the screen, being able to have an interactive screen and not have to do any follow-up. You know why? Because that's their biggest problem. They want to not have to do as much follow-up. So if that's all I talk about, and they see that, wow, that's worth $100 for me alone. Great. Then they sign up. But wait, there's more. Now they get in, they see all the other features. You understand? Just like with Zoom. If you think about Zoom, just use Zoom because they're the biggest example. When you signed up with Zoom, did Zoom come and do a demo of all their features? No, of course not. Do you even use all the features? I used one. Actually, I used 2. I used the screen share and I recorded the video. That's it. Nothing more. I never did webinars, never did nothing else. All the functionality in that sucker, there's a ton of stuff in there. I don't use all that. And neither do 99% of the people that use Zoom. 99% of the people that join this program, guess what they're going to use? The screen share and the active screen. That's it. Some of them might use the language translation, which I never talked about. Some of them might use the smart link. Some of them might use this. But the majority of them are going to use a screen share and record the training. That's it. And guess what? That's all you should be talking about when you first start with someone. Or talk about what's necessary for them. Okay. So the second part of the learning the system, because you got to know what the system is. One, the system is the platform. So go in and play around the platform, get familiar with it, make it your best friend. That's your $1 million baby right there. Platform. Then go through the trainings, learn the trainings. Inside the training, there's also a university that talks about the comp plan. There's a code. Let me see if I can get that code for you. Does anybody know that code offhand for the platform? To get in so you can learn the comp plan? Does anybody know it offhand? If you do, that'd be great. I can pull it up here. I want to give you the code because there's a special code for the people that are in the business. It's 76116. It's called Pitch Success Academy. 76116. You can go there, sign up. Now you can read about the comp plan and how you can make money. And there's more to the comp plan than the basics. But you need to understand that you get $50, $75, or $100 per person that you enroll up front, and you get 10, 20, or 30% residual. Once you hit 10 clients, once you hit 5, you get 10%. Once you hit 10, you get 20%. Once you hit 20, you get 30% monthly residual off the purchase price. That's it. Keep it simple. You don't need to know all the details of the comp plan, and do not study it for hours. I'm going to tell you right now, unless you do it late at night. I don't care. You can study for hours, late at night, all you want. But during work hours, don't sit there and study the comp plan, because the comp plan doesn't make you money. Putting butts in seats and showing the plan does. What do I mean by putting butts in seats? I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you what the system is. I'm going to make this business super duper stupid simple for you. Here's how the third part of the system is. Going to Steve and going to his on-demand. You get access to me. So what that means is this. If the training that I do in here, a lot of that training will be inside the system.